مرحبا وأهلا وسهلا بأجمل الناس، أجمل مجتمع ألعاب، مجتمع الذي لن يعاد على هذه الكرة الأرضية، مجتمع رامبل فيرس. مرحبا بكم. سوف أتكلم اليوم عن أخبار جميلة جدا عن اللعبة حقتنا الجميلة اللي إن شاء الله راح تسعد وتعطي أملا برجوع أحلى وأفضل لعبة. خلوكم معاي وانبسطوا. طبعا زي ما نعرف ان رامبل فيس من الالعاب الجميله اللي اخذت اوقاتنا، وهي بدات تقريبا في شهر اغسطس من السنه الماضيه، واستمرت لمده شهرين الى 3 شهور، وقفلوها في السنه اللي بعدها. يعني ما اخذت تقريبا الا الى مده جدا قصيره، يعني لم الواحد ما استانس فيها. فعشان كذا الناس بدأت تتساءل، تقول يعني وش سالفة؟ ليش قفلت اللعبة؟ وما أسبابها؟ حنا عرفنا أن أسبابها كانت أسباب مالية، أن الشركة فلست وسحبت الحقوق منها وقالت لها قفلي ويلا اطبخ في وجهك لأنك ما جبتي لنا فلوس، وهذا اللي صار. فاضطروا أنهم يقولون خلاص نودع ونمشي. فالأخبار الجميلة جت بعدها بشهور من الناس والمجتمع خصوصا حق اللعبة بدأ يتساءل ويقول ليش ما تستمر اللعبة طيب بطريقة أخرى؟ فضغطوا على الصانعين اللعبة والمطورين إلى أن تكلم المطور اللي اسمه ديف لانج، مدري وش اسمه ذا، وهو مطور أساسي من مطورين اللعبة. تكلم وقال أن الآن ممكن اللعبة راح تعود، يعني أعطى كلمة أنها يعني راح تعود، لكن لازم نلقى لها منزل جديد لها. فهي راح يرجعونها بس بطريقة مختلفة، ما أدري وش الطريقة المختلفة اللي تكلم عنها. سووا له مقابلة يعني، وهذا جزء من المقابلة.
Just trying to find a new home for it, right? Like, and figuring it out and doing all that. Because, like, we launched in August, and generally pretty well received. Nominated for some DICE awards, etc., etc. I think people that got it really got it. And then it's just a fiercely competitive landscape,
Right.
And there's a handful of winners, and then a whole lot of everyone else, right? And I think the thing that sucked the most for me, this might sound weird, but just it sucked for the team so much. Like, the team really, we worked on that game for over 4 years.
Yeah, I remember. I feel like I first heard about it or saw, like, I think Adam might have been like, check out this PowerPoint thing.
Yeah.
And that was a zillion years ago. And I'm like, man, yeah.
Yeah, and so when it was clear that the game was getting shut down, it's like, okay, well, how do we make this as right as possible for the people that love it, right?
Yeah.
And how do we take care of the team? Like, actually flip that order, if I'm being completely honest. Like, most concerned about the team and all that. And, I think we did right by both of those counts. And so right now it's like, it's tough, right? Because, like, I think one thing people don't understand about why a game like that would get shut down, I saw a lot of stuff on Twitter, and it's just like, if you put a game on the shelf and you charge $60 for it or whatever, if it's not like, if it doesn't need matchmaking and it doesn't need this free-to-play back end, you're kind of done with your spend on the game. But like, we were spending money every day. Again, the royal we there. Let's use the royal we.
Sure, yeah.
We're spending money on the game every day, just keeping it running.
And like, and that's not just you; that's your publisher as well.
Yeah. That's why when I say the royal we, I'm trying not to get into specific details about who did what or whatever. Right?
Yeah.
So like, and it just at some point it's like, once the decision gets made, it's not as simple as just leave it up, because the money has to come from somewhere, right?
Right.
And so the thing that was unfortunate about it was the timeline was so abrupt, we didn't really have a lot of great options to find a new home for it in a graceful manner.
Right. Yeah.
And so, right now it's like the first priority for us was like get everyone on a different game right away. We're not going to lay anybody off because of that. And I'm pretty proud we pulled that off. That's something I'm pretty happy about. And then it's like, okay, once we do that, then okay, let's find a new home for Rumbleverse in whatever form it ultimately takes, right? Because there's still a great game there. I love that game, and I'm not alone. Like, we did build a pretty good community of people out there that wanted to see it thrive and wanted to see it prosper. And I want to bring something back for them to enjoy as well. So, kind of a very vague, rambling non-answer for you there.
Sure.
But, like, that's the best I can do right now.
Yeah,
so.
but I guess that kind of because the announcements about the game coming offline were also very vague, but there was a little bit of we hope this won't be the last time.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess that's you guys control the IP. Is it kind of back in your hands and you can kind of shop it around and like that?
Yeah. Like Epic was really cool with all that stuff, and they the game is ours. We own it 100%. We own the IP 100%, and so for us, it's more like it just. This is how to describe this. It's not as simple as just rolling up with Rumbleverse and saying to have someone else relaunch it would actually be a nice chunk of work. You need to get, because we did rely on Epic Game Store services for a lot of functions, right? So we would need to swap all that stuff out for something else, right? We need to get a new free-to-play backend. We need to do all this other stuff. So it's not as simple as just handing the game over to publisher X and saying, okay, now put it in your store the next day and we're good to go.
Yeah.
It's just not that simple. And that's why I wish we had a little more time to make it a more graceful exit than we had, but it is what it is at this point. So
yeah, I mean, I thought that I don't know, for how abrupt all that stuff seemed. I guess I came at it from the approach of well, at least everyone got a refund. It feels like there's a lot of
that's the minimum you should do. And Epic was great about that.
طبعا المقابلة طويلة وكلام الباقي كله هراء يعني، لكن نبي نركز بالاشياء اللي قالها المهمة. قال انه راح نلقى لها منزل جديد، انها راح ترجع بهيئة جديدة، راح تكون مختلفة عن الهيئة القديمة بطريقة مختلفة تخلي الناس تنجذب، لان هم الفكرة الأساسية حسوا ان ما جذبت الناس بسبب طابعها الكرتوني. انا اتفق، طابع الكرتوني كان سيء الصراحة، ما اعجبني انا، لكن كان لها لمساتها الخاصة. فأتوقع بيتخلصون من الطابع الكرتوني وبيرجعونها بطريقة أنها تكون شوي أفضل من أنها تكون كلها كرتونية وكأنك تلعب توم وجيري ولا شيء زي كذا. فبإذن الله على كلام هذا المطور أن اللعبة راح ترجع، لكن ما أدري متى ولا يعطينا أي تواريخ معينة، لكن أنها الشيء الزين أنها راح ترجع بس بطريقة مختلفة، وبإذن الله راح تجمعنا مرة ثانية ونرجع كمجتمع أسطوري وتبدأ المسابقات الحلوة والبطولات. كنت مجهز بطولات يعلم الله أنها تصك السماء، لكن للأسف اندمرت واندثرت، وكانت واحدة من البطولات اللي سويتها على $100، وللأسف يعني لا والله مو للأسف، كانت كويسة ومشت الناس وهذا، لكن كان مسوي أكثر وأكثر، وكانت مسوي بطولة الكبيرة اللي في 180 واحد، لكن نقول إن شاء الله إذا رجعت في أقوى وأقوى. فسلامتكم يا الربع، وإن شاء الله نلقاكم عندما تعود.